Contractor returns to site at Adjiringanor overhead after Joy Super Morning Show discussions. Is it a fair story to add to the newspaper review?
Well, it is.
Yes.
It's a good update. So we're happy that the contractor has gone back to site.
Yes.
All the other areas that the contractors have stopped working, they should go back to site and finish the work.
Yes. So what listeners can do to help us? When you go to the construction site, usually they erect a signage, right, which has details of the project. So if you find any of these, take a photo and send to us. We'll find the name of the contractor, the supervisor on the project and everything, and we can push them further. So Liz sent in this message. He said, "Good morning, Winston and Kojo. Work is ongoing on the Adjiringanor overhead as discussed yesterday. The contractor is working, which is Oswald, at 5:45 a.m. Indeed, radio gets result. Thank you, Super Morning Show team and Joy FM." And this is from Liz in Adjiringanor. And following that, a lot of your messages on this are also coming. This one says, "Good morning, Kojo and Winston. Good work you guys are doing. Please hit the Shongman Pure Water Road again. It's terrible." And this is from George in Pure Water.
It's very, very terrible.
Which part of Ashongman is pure water?
And on that stretch, so that's when you're from Old Ashongman.
Okay.
From Old Ashongman to Ashongman Estate.
Is it got to do with Academic City, that area?
No, you don't use. It's not that area. Academic City, that's Bosher area.
Okay.
So when you're from Old Ashongman Station and you're going to Ashongman Estate, now there's a 3-kilometer stretch of road. It's very bad. There's a police station there, but even the police, they are not there. Being a pure water police station, I mean, it's bad, so bad that look, people don't even want to use that road. And this is the challenge. It has a lot of stones on the road, so you can't even if your shocks are very good, you cannot even drive at say 40-50. No.
Wow.
So that's a very terrible road. I've used that road before. It's a very short route to the Ashongman Estate. I don't know why it's not being fixed.
Somebody has actually sent a message on shocks. You just mentioned shocks. I'll read that. Should I read that shocks message for you? This person says that he's been changing his shocks twice a year. And okay, this is the message. It says, "Good morning. The shocks of some of our cars are so expensive. Changing it twice a year is draining us. In all these, what did Mr. Makwata do in his tenure?" This is Nana from Swintex. So Nana Makwata is no more. Now it's Agboja.
Yeah.
That's why we voted Makwata out. And so now we voted Mahama and Agboja in. We forgive them, Pepe.
No, I mean, the roads would have to be fixed. And look, even the pure water road that we're talking about, if the drip machines went on that stretch of the road and smoothened the road, people wouldn't complain that much. But you see, they are complaining because they also know that once it rains, you wouldn't even know where the potholes are. So you just drive, get into them, and sometimes you're stuck in there. You can't even, you may need help. So people are complaining because we're in the dry season. And
best time to do the work.
This is the time to work on the roads. So that when we get into the rainy season, at least we know that, okay, the roads have been worked on. So, I mean, if you come to the Teman Abokobi stretch
that road, don't talk about it.
It's a very bad road.
Don't talk about it.
No, you see, it saddens me that the road that leads...
Have you seen my truck? I use my truck on that road to go and visit a friend. And Charlie, I felt it. And my truck is not a truck to fuel a road.
And that's the road that leads to the Gais Municipal Assembly office. Assembly head office.
So bad.
It's in such a deplorable state that when you're driving to work around at dawn and you're on that road, my guy, you will curse your stars. Anyway, let's get into the papers.
So now not talking about Spintex, also maybe the main Spintex road, we should talk about it later. We've not really touched on the main Spintex road, but it's also in a very bad shape. It's suffered a lot of deterioration, and we need to talk about it so that people like Nana can get some respite. Now, I'll start with the Daily Guide newspaper. Oforiatta faces immigration judge on the 20th of January. Romance scam, Abu Trika, 2 others, their fates hung. Human trafficking syndicate busted, 48 victims rescued. And the police have seized 1,613 parcels of narcotics. There's a photo of an SUV fully packed with narcotics. And Panda Rerun Challenge, Supreme Court decides on the 28th of January.
Well, the Chronicle the spear of the nation. Psalm 102 verse 17. He will respond to the prayer of the destitute. He will not despise their plea. Nidam praised Supreme Court, quash the High Court judgment, but Justice Pauman questions reliance on Article 99. Please in landmark arrest, man goes in for 20 years, beg your pardon, alleged rapist remanded. And vote for Kennedy Japan, Trifohemai MP urges delegates, please retrieve electrical materials from former MP's house.
Now, if you go to the publisher, the Panda election is also here. Panda election case set for ruling on 28th of January. NPP fed up with Professor Frimpong Boateng, initiate moves to expel him. That's also one of the big stories on the front page of the Ghanaian publisher. Interestingly, on Sunday, I drove past Professor Frimpong Boateng's hospital in Twase, in the Achuma, the larger Achuma district. And I was happy to see the hospital and the investment he's made in healthcare in his hometown. But now he's hot after his comments on the NPP. Now to NPP delegates, only Ken can deliver 2028 victory. There's a governance analyst who is raising concerns and flagging issues at MIIF, the Minerals Income and Investment Fund. His name is Dr. P.Y. Atta. He's flagging issues at MIIF. And Marjon land dispute, Okpelosowa family denies political backing. Remember, that issue has also been going on and on and on, that land issue. Yeah.
Now, the Business and Financial Times for today, KGL welcomes review committed to delivering more value to NLA and GRA. Surge in malls poses a risk to local production. That's Professor Mumuni. Okay. And Chamber of Agribusiness declares 1D, 1F a failed policy, calls for Industries Development and Regulatory Authority. Comes to the photograph of its CEO, Anthony Morrison. And the big one here says, SNIT balances pension relief with long-term solvency concerns, why a 10% increase means 36% for some and 6% for others. The story on page 3 says that the state pension manager has unveiled a 10% increase in monthly pensions for 2026, betting that easing inflationary pressures gives it room to protect retirees' income without undermining the fund's long-term health. The move announced by SNIT has delivered sharply different outcomes across pension scale, ranging from effective gains of more than 36% for the lowest earners to just over 6% for the highest, reopening debate over fairness, adequacy and sustainability in one of Ghana's most sensitive social policies. At the decision's heart is a redistribution-heavy indexation formula designed to cushion low-income pensioners at a time when inflation is falling to 5.4% as of December 2025. SNIT's Director General, Kwesi Afrebaini, said the adjustment ensures that pensions at least keep pace with prices while offering real gains for a majority of retirees. Yeah.
We just hope SNIT continues to pay retirees better. Right, and also invest better. You know, there was a time that we feared SNIT was almost just about collapsing, and so let's just also put our lenses on SNIT, right?
Well, I mean, SNITs, a lot of the SNIT investments have not been the best. We've said this before. We've talked about the establishment of a domestic capital market, a proper one, where a lot of these funds could go into long-term projects. Look, the Accra-Tema motorway, I have always felt that SNIT funds could have been used in constructing it. You toll it, take those funds, and it goes into helping retirees, pensioners. Okay,
Accra-Takoradi
Expressway, use SNIT funds.
Accra-Kumasi Expressway,
toll it, use SNIT funds.
Boga Expressway,
use SNIT funds. Toll it.
The Volta Lake transport,
use SNIT funds. Get others to also support. Toll them. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
The income that you generate from these. So you do a build, operate, transfer for say 30, 40 years. Then SNIT will manage that. The challenge always is
Tema Port expansion.
You can get funds from, because you see, we
airport expansion.
We pay a lot of funds to a lot of money to SNIT, and these could be used in engaging in long-term developmental projects with ability to generate enough income to pay for it. And in paying for it, they will pay, SNIT will manage it and manage it very well.
Yeah.
Because look, the SNIT flat concept was a great one. was a great thing. SNIT flats providing affordable housing for a lot of people in the various capital cities of this country was a good concept. Except that sometimes, many of these good projects are not run properly.
Yeah.
And so they do not achieve the right result. But that's something that SNIT can definitely, pick up on again.
Let me take you to the custodian. NPP to sack traitors starts with Frimpong Boateng. There's a photo of Professor Kwabena Frimpong Boateng and Mr. Justin Kodua Frimpong, the NPP General Secretary. He's also known as Super. So they are going to sack traitors, and they are going to start with Frimpong Boateng. Now, the Supreme Court ruling on Pandai, as we read earlier, will be on the 28th of January. And Hassan Tampuli says that there is no room for tribal religious divisions in the NPP. Joseph Siao Ejapon is urging conscious leadership cultivation in the country. He said this as a Jospon Leadership Conference 2026. And if you go to the Economy Times, Ghana to issue 10 billion Ghana Cedi infrastructure bonds in 2026. 10 billion Ghana Cedis infrastructure bonds in 2026. And Ghana's economic stability, gold bars contribution for resilient growth. That's an article by Adnan Adams Mohammed. Now, maybe I can give you, should I share the story on the infrastructure bonds? A bit of it.
Sure.
The story by Toma Emi says that in a move aimed at addressing the nation's pressing infrastructure deficit, the government of Ghana has announced plans to issue a 10 billion Ghana Cedi infrastructure bond across 2 tranches in 2026. The bonds are expected to play a pivotal role in financing key projects in infrastructure, including road networks, energy generation, and urban housing. The bonds will be offered in 2 tranches, 5 billion Ghana Cedis each, with the first set to be issued in the second quarter of 2026 and the second in the final quarter of 2026. And the details of the offering, along with other domestic bond issuances, are expected to be published in an issuance calendar later this month. And we start off with My Joy Online, and there are a lot of stories on My Joy Online. And Nitiwu, former defense minister and the MP for the Bimbila area, is on My Joy Online. He says losing 2028 elections would be catastrophic. Nitiwu is warning MPP against the first-timer gamble. And we have no time to market anyone else. Nitiwu says NPP's 2028 ticket is already Baumia's ticket. And Baumia is focused on delegates, not rivals. This is Dominic Nitiwu speaking. Now, Nitiwu has responded to Professor Frimpong Boateng, and he says he should ask himself why he entered politics. Okay, so Nitiwu says Prof. Frimpong Boateng should ask himself why he entered politics. And more on Nitiwu, he says Baumia has no threats. He says the campaign is not about running others down. He has no threats. So those are stories on Nitiwu, Baumia, NPP. Now, this week something heartwarming happened on Drive Time on Joy. A lady called in and she said she was going to sell her laptop to pay her rent or something like that. And Lexus's listeners just phoned in and texted in, and they raised 12,000 Ghana Cedis for the lady.
Yeah.
To solve a problem just like that.
Exactly. She said she needed 8,400 to pay her rent. I mean, I was listening yesterday. She needed 8,400 cedis to pay her rent. So she wanted to sell her laptop. Akofa, yes. Yeah. She wanted to sell her laptop. And the listeners raised 12,000 for her. Say, look, don't sell your laptop. Take this, pay your rent, and you're good to go.
In fact, we should have given this morning's trumpet to Drive Time listeners. And Joy FM listeners in general. Yeah. So we are giving you the trumpet. Trumpet! Now, more stories on My Joy Online.
Trumpet.
Yes. I'm not leaving. Prof. Frimpong Boateng defies NPP's expulsion threats. He says he's not leaving. Now, CPS and Joy News to hold public lecture on Ghana's move to back currency with gold.
Anyway, let's go to citynewsroom.com. Let's see what's making
but before
headlines.
we go, there is another story. U.S.-Ghana diplomatic standoff deepens over the detention of former finance minister Ken Ofori-Atta. That's a story on My Joy Online. And Nyaho Tamaklo is saying that MPP should have invited Prof. Frimpong Boateng for a chat over the fake party comment and not take the direction they took. So that's also on My Joy Online. There are a lot of other stories. Just go online and check out all those stories. Now, if you go to citynewsroom.com, global growth rate to ease to 2.6% in 2026 as challenges persist. This is according to the World Bank. The health minister has also ordered an audit of all health facilities in the Oti region. And I think this is long overdue. I don't know if you've been to any hospital in the Oti region.
No.
I have lived and worked in Dambai over the past 3 years. There is no proper district hospital, regional hospital in the Oti region as we speak, since it became a region. Okay, Dambai itself as a regional capital has not seen any investments since. The ferry, that is the main means people cross the Volta Lake. Their ferry has been broken down, and we've not made any proper attempts to restore it properly. It breaks down every 2-3 days. Okay, the main hospital you will get in the Oti region, maybe you go to Jasikan, you get a hospital. You go to Kitikrachi, the Krachi District Hospital, and then you go to Pandai. Aside that, you would not have any hospital properly resourced to deal with a lot of the issues. So they are always having to transfer their people to Ho. And if Ho doesn't work, onward transfer to Accra. So this audit is very, very important, and they should do it. In fact, there's a National Ambulance Service boat, okay, water ambulance, which has been broken down for about 6 years. It sits at the bank of the Volta in Dambai. It tells you the story of healthcare delivery in the Oti region.
The whole idea of creating new regions was to help bring development to these areas.